Hey everyone, Rabbit here, and there we have the bane of GPU miners, the ASIC A10 Pro Plus, 750 megahash to be exact, at 1350 watts. Now, I've been trying to get a hold of a ASIC just to test out and showcase for you guys, but I've had no luck, and they're pretty expensive just to buy, so I thought I'd take 3060 Ti's, put them up against an A10 on paper. We'll do like a price comparison, pros and cons of the two, and find out if ASIC miners are actually worth it or not, and if it's in your budget. I would like to thank the sponsor for today's video, CD Key Offers. They have codes here for video games, software, antiviruses, you name it, they pretty much got it. Here we're looking at Microsoft Windows 10 Pro OEM. Now to purchase this, you simply just hit buy now. If you want a more discount, you hit discount code BID20, apply, and you will get another $4 off of this, USD, $16 now. So you're getting Windows 10 Pro for $16. You'll submit your order, use whatever payment process you want, and pay now. Once you get your product key, simply hit next. It'll ask you, you'll get the best thing, activate, and we're activated this copy of Windows. It is now active, so there you go. So before we actually look into our 3060 Ti's, let's go over some of the pros of an ASIC miner. Now, obviously efficiency, that's what they're made for. And looking at 750 megahash over 1350 watts, well, that is 0.555555 megahash per watt. So that is pretty darn efficient. Another pro is that they're small, more compact than a GPU mining rig, so you can stack a lot more closer together or on top or whatever, depending on the heat and everything. But other than that, I do not know too many more pros about it. If you know some more, just let me know in the comments, because I'm not very familiar with ASICs as I don't have any to test out for myself. But now for some of the cons. Well, obviously, they're loud. They're expensive. And yeah, I don't know about heat on them yet, how much heat they actually produce. But those are probably the most of the cons, on top of resale value. Because if they die off, some of them do actually allow other coins you can mine. But most of the time an ASIC is made for a specific algorithm. And if it hard forks or something changes, it's dead. It falls off the network. They're probably pretty expensive to fix. So those are some of the cons, and yeah, if you know some more, let me know below. Here we have a GPU mining rig on Etsy, and it is so expensive. I recommend don't buying full rigs off any of these type of sites, because just wow. Anyway, GPUs are high though. Anyway, pros on GPU mining are obviously it's versatile. It has multiple algorithms. You can mine multiple coins, different coins. You have a lot more options out there. Obviously, you can personalize this a lot better. Like, look at all these fancy fans and everything you got going on over there. You have the options for 110 or 240 volt, depending on how your setup is. So, like I said, that adds into the versatile category. And on the other big one is resale value. You can sell these cards, like right now, cards that were MSRP for whatever 4 years ago are selling higher than MSRP today because of the crypto boom. So you sell at the right time, you can get all your money back and you're not even losing anything really. But that's all in timing as it goes. Now as for cons, pretty much only con is really that they're not that as efficient as an ASIC. But we're going to put a 3060 Ti build together and we're going to compare it to the ASIC, megahash, power, price, and everything. And we're just going to see where you can come out on top, what could be a little better, and all that other good stuff. Now, if I did miss any pros or cons in either of the two, just let me know in the comments, because like I said, I'm not too familiar with the ASIC miners. So before we price out an ASIC here, I came across this while looking. $5,731 Canada, and you can get a new with a 16 gigabyte upgrade, so that seems pretty cool. And on top of that, I want it delivered by Friday, February 12th. So this is going to be coming from China, and it'll only take 2 days. So that's quite interesting too. These guys are top notch, and it's on a huge sale. Now, with that being said, don't order from scammers, guys. This was actually an ad, and I clicked on it, so I might have mining malware now. So hopefully I do not. Anyway, so I went back over to here, and I clicked down, and we're going to look for a price, and this is all USD. And the cheapest looks like $11,099 from ASIC Miner. Now, I'm not 100% sure of the actual dollar value, if this is USD or not. I'm just assuming it is, because when it changes to euro and stuff, it has it here. This is out of stock, but it is the cheapest. So we're going to base our ASIC miner on $11,100 overall. So we're going to see if we can build a 3060 Ti rig for cheaper than that. That pulls out about the same amount of mega hash. Just so everyone knows, I am from Canada, so I'll be basing this off if I was to build this rig over an ASIC where I live, with me looking for parts, at $14,086 Canadian is what it works out to when I transfer it over. Okay, so now to find GPUs, well, I went over to good old Memory Express here, and obviously they're all out of stock, but they do not post their stock online. You can call them if you're from Canada and actually get them to order it in for you, and you'll just slowly build up that way. That's what I have actually been doing. And I've been using these 3060 Ti gaming OC cards, the non-pro. As you can see, the pros are actually more expensive, as well as they actually don't hash that well and they use more power. So stay away from those if you are trying to mine, unless it's the only stock you can come from. But do not get the Gigabyte Pros. Obviously, you know, EVGAs and everything are good cards, but these are the ones I've been rolling with. I've been getting anywhere from 61.6 up to 63.5 mega hash every card, except, well, depending on power draw you want to use. So I average mine out about 61.6 mega hash. But yeah, that's on these non-pro Gigabyte Gaming OC cards, and this is what we're going to roll with. we're going to figure out how many of these we actually need to make up the same hash rate. Alright, so the ASIC does do 750 mega hash. I'm going to divide that by 61.6, and we're going to see how many cards we need. So we need 12.17, so we're just going to settle this in at 12. So 12 cards times 61.6 will be giving us 739 mega hash. So we're going to have to figure out our power here that we're going to be using so we can pick out our power supply. So we got 12 cards using about 136 watts at the wall based on our test previously. 119 to 122 software watts is about 136 to 140 watts. So we've got 1632. So 1632, we got to subtract the 1350 here. So we are actually using 282 more watts for slightly less hash rate, but we're going to get into price comparison. We got to pick out a power supply for 632 watts. Okay, so I do have 240 volts, so I am going with this power supply, and I actually do have this power supply as well, so win-win. But we're just going to look at it here. I did go with the 32 6 pins, and then if you're unaware about this ZSX board, this actually, where is it here? They got a picture right about here. This will actually run your motherboard and everything. I do have previous videos on this if you do want to see it, so check them out. But yeah, this server power supply you do not need an ATX power supply. It'll run your system. It has a fan controller on it, Molex, SATA for anything else you need, like your SSD and everything else. So this will run your complete system all by itself with one server power supply. It is 2400 watts and does require 240 volts. So you do need 240 volt for this, just so you know. But I do have this, and I have previous videos on this power supply. So it works out to $244, which actually comes to $309 Canadian, and then like another $40 shipping. So we're going to go with $349 for the power supply. And I do have links in the description to the Parallelminer site, and there are referral links, so I get a small kickback if you do decide to order it, but it is no extra charge to you, and there's all sorts of other crypto hardware in the description. Alright, so we do need a frame, and instead of buying like an expensive frame, seeing how they're through the roof right now, you can just go with one of these shelves, as I have one of these as well, and it will hold up to 12 cards. So for anywhere, this one's 48, I think they have been 30 bucks somewhere, 50 bucks, 30 to 50. So for 30 to $50, we'll just top it off at the max. We're going to go with the $50 mark here just to add into our budget. But yeah, that is a lot cheaper than buying a mining frame, and I do use this, and it does fit 12 cards. And like everything else, I use HiveOS, and I plan on using SSD. So here is your Kingston 120 gigabyte SSD for $34.99. So 34 bucks. I guess we better put in $35 just for that extra penny in there. So we'll roll with that. You can also substitute for a USB flash stick and just use a little thumb drive if you plan on running HiveOS as well. As for the motherboard, I will be using the Asus B250 Mining Expert because I do have an extra one, and I actually got two of them for $30 each right now. I don't know, check out your local buy and sell for any type of motherboard that'll support up to 12 cards. So all you need is something that goes up to 12 cards. You can split them up, but then you need multiple PSUs and all that other stuff. So I'm trying to build this as cheap as I could possibly find right now. And I already have the motherboard, so technically I wouldn't have to pay for it, but I did get these for $30, so I am adding that in there with the CPU and RAM. Okay, so I believe we do have everything we need for this rig. We just got to figure out what the price on these GPUs now. So they have gone up. When I initially first bought my first one a couple months ago, they were only $579. Then they went up to $620, and now they're actually up to $660. So I'm going to do this if I was to build this right now and try to order cards. So I'm going to go with $660. So $660. We do have a sales tax of 5 cents, so I got to go 1.05. So that's $693 per card, and we need 12 of these guys. So that is $8,316. So $8,316. I wrote that down, and now we're going to do a total and see what we come up with. Alright, so I do have my total price here to build this rig, and it comes out to $8,780. So we had the $8,316 here for our cards, and then we got our $30 that I paid for that motherboard and CPU. We got our $35 for that SSD. We got our $50 for the rack, and the $349 for that PSU with 32 PCI Express 6+2 pin cables, I believe. And we could also add up. Say you have to buy a motherboard for let's say $400, and that is way over. So let's say you got that for $400. We're gonna add an extra $400 onto this just because. So that's $9,180. So, and what was our price for getting that ASIC was $14,000. We're going to subtract that here. It'll be in the negatives, but the number will be right. It's $14,086.40. So we saved ourselves $4,900 on building this rig for out of GPUs to an ASIC. We still got to compare the hash rates and the power differences. So we'll take a look at that. Alright, so we're just going to look at our hash rates here again. So we got 61.8. Oh, that's 0.6 we were doing. Times 12. And that puts us at 739.2. So that was doing 750. We're going to subtract 739.2 here. So we're getting 10.8 mega hash less at an extra 282 watts. So we're going to look at some profitabilities here and see how much that would actually cost you. So 282 watts. So we're going to times that by 2. Or not by 2, by 24. So for your 24 hours, you divide that by 1,000 to get your kilowatt hours. Now you're going to times that by your power. So let's say you pay 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So you're paying 67 cents a day times a 31-day month. So you're paying an extra $20 in power. Now, what did we actually come out to in price here? We had what was our difference now? It was like almost 5,000, 4,900. So let's see here, 4,900 divided by, we'll go by 21. So 4,900 divided by 21, and that works out to 233 months. So if your ASIC lasts that long, that's just like how much extra. That's how much extra it'll take to recover that cost between the two. So that's just crazy. I doubt your ASIC's probably going to blow up at a quarter of the time frame or be obsolete. So looking at these numbers and everything, I really don't think it is worth getting an A10 Pro. But at the same time, can you get GPUs? I don't know. But if you can get 12 3060 Ti's, you will pay almost $5,000 less than buying an ASIC for the same amount of mega hash and at a 282 watt difference. So that's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane. I just wanted to throw some numbers. I was kind of thinking about it, like what is the advantage of an ASIC? We do know that it is more profitable on efficiency wise, but is that efficiency worth the price? And I am saying no, it's not. Would you spend an extra $5,000 to get 282 watts off and an extra 10 mega hash? I really don't think so. That is just insane. So yeah. Oh, I thought I'd bring this to people's attention. If you guys watched the whole thing, then great. Thanks a lot. And if you didn't, well, that's all right too. And hopefully you'll watch the next one. So thanks for watching, guys, and Rabbit out.